downtrend, right? More moves to the downside. And then on the daily time frame, we look in and you see that price broke through the resistance level, which we have right here. So I'm just going to quickly put this line to mark it out. Price already broke above this, showing us that this might just be the formation of a new trend forming. And if you followed Tuesday's analysis, I had said, you know that price basically targets liquidity points in the market. And the nearest liquidity points that I see AUD targeting is to the upside with our diagonal liquidity right here and our fair value gap right above that, right? Marking out just the 50% of the FVG. So daily time frame bias looks like AUD might just continue forming structures to the upside and then come to take all of this diagonal liquidity and tap into the fair value gap before we see any other movement to any other direction. On the 4-hour time frame, structure is still clearly to the upside rather, still being clear to the upside. However, you can also say it's safe to say that price has been kind of forming lower highs. We see a lower high here, we see another one here. But instead of forming a lower low for us to say maybe the 4-hour trend wants to start forming moves to the downside, this guy came and broke it above. So could this be the leg that will form an even higher high that will continue the daily uptrend move that we see? We're going to keep watching to see what the market does. Now, before AUD continues its buy move, what do I think is going to do short term? Again, price always looks or targets targets liquidity points. So the first target that I see for AUD is this diagonal liquidity that we have right here. So I'm going to mark that out and then look at the fair value gap right below that. There's a fair value gap right below that. So this is where I think AUD most likely is going to retrace to, but this is the 4-hour time frame. Let's see how many pips away from where it currently is to where we're targeting. That's the 150 pips. That is a lot for this pair. So let's check the 2-hour time frame and see if we're going to see short-term liquidity points. We see one here. There's another diagonal liquidity right here that AU most likely is going to tap into and then either continue the move to the upside or break below and start forming a new trend, because the market will do what the market will do. So we have one here, we've marked that out. These are the two areas we're looking at for the continuation of the AUD buy. You can take note of that. The first one is 0.65465 and the second one is 0.65028. If we go to 1-hour time frame, let's see if we're going to see any other liquidity point here that we can mark out as a of interest for possible continuation of the bullish move of AUD. I would have marked this out, but it looks as though price already cleared it. This tap in here looks like AUD already tapped into it and continued. Right, so we're just going to go with the higher time frames levels that we already marked. And we're going to be waiting for AUD to get to those points. Now, for those who catch reversals, I already see AUD has formed our base continuation as well. Let's see if most likely has formed a bearish variation where we most likely could have entered. One has been formed here. One has been formed here. Right? So you could give the reversal a trial, but if you want to wait for the buy move to continue, then just wait for the levels we marked on the 4-hour time frame for price to trade into. I see this guy might just trade all the way down here. And if you catch reversals, it will be good for you. But to trade along with the trend, please wait for price to get to these levels. Okay, so the second thing we're looking at is the NZD-USD. And what do we see on NU? It's going to be pretty similar. Trend looks bearish on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, we also see that price broke through this level, it broke above this level, but there's a resistance point right now where NZD-USD currently is. This is a resistance point. So for NU, we want to wait and see if NZD-USD is going to start to react off of this level and form structures to downside, or is it going to break above to come and target its own diagonal liquidity and fair value gap that we have right here? We're going to be watching NZD-USD and see what it does. However, when you see the 4-hour time frame, structure is so clear to the downside, but still resistance point. You can see it clear here, right? So you could give NZUSD a chill first, wait a bit to see if it breaks above this level and gives a retest, then the bullish move most likely is going to continue. Because of where it currently is, personally, I'm going to wait to see what NZUSD does, right? But following our rule of liquidity points and what price always targets, we see the same thing that we saw on AU right here. And then we see the fair value gap also marked out right here, right? So this is where I see NZUSD most likely trading into. But the markets will do what the markets will do. Fundamental news will come out that will change the entire bias of the market. So wait for price to do what it has to do here. And then we're going to go along with what the market does at that point in time. If you decide to fill this entire thing, following the Fibonacci rule, if you want to fill this entire swing from point A to point B, the ideal place to wait for NZUSD buy continuation. Let's do that, shall we? So let's take it all the way from this point to this point. Where's our premium level for NZUSD buy continuation? It's going to be around this level, most likely around this level. So you can mark that out as well. So you see that the resistance level, which you see now, makes sense because price is going to react based on that level. So most likely it's going to react and sell back into this retracement level before we see the continuation of NZD-USD buy. Very quickly, let's see what USD CAD is doing. What is this guy doing? So USD CAD has been here for a very long time. Has been up and down, up and down. But of course, people have been making too much money in between this range still, regardless. This is over 600 pip range. That's the daily time frame. So looking at structure, what do you see? Higher highs, higher lows, right? And this looks very choppy. This looks very, very choppy. But however, it is still forming structure gradually to the downside. If you're looking at your most recent structure. Power time frame for a clearer picture, this guy is still forming structure to the downside. You see it. If you put a trend line here, it's pretty sweet. So I'm seeing USD CAD based on what structure is doing, going to the downside. So I see more bearish moves for the USD CAD. However, at this point in time, I do not see entries to continue this trend. Let's see the 1 hour. Yeah. For those of you who have taken our FS bootcamp course, you know that this is one of the strategies that we teach during that training. Personally, I don't even use this very often to trade. I use all weather. Right, so the ideal place for us to have entered the sell of USD CAD would have been somewhere around here where we saw this bearish variation, right? For now, let's just keep watching. USD CAD isn't as clear as I would prefer. And remember, as we always say, if it is not obvious, it is dubious. So USD CAD is not very clear to me. And so I'm just going to wait till I have a clearer picture of what this guy is doing before I form my own bias. But let's see, we're looking at what structure is doing. This guy is to the downside. In 4-hour time frame, it says to the downside. For our TDA plus group, we are going to resume posting trade calls there. So if I see anything, well, during the day, during the trading day, and I see any signal or my setup formed, I'm going to drop that. And if you've not been part of the trade call group, it's easy, pretty simple steps. Open an account with Okta. Just ask us for our link. The link will be dropped in the chat box now. Just open an account with Okta, fund your account. We recommend funding your account with at least $500 so that you can fully maximize the potentials of this market. However, if you cannot afford to fund your account with $500, the barest minimum you should be putting in is say 200, right? So that way it makes sense when you're putting in lot sizes in the market and taking advantage of what the market is doing. So endeavor to fund your account, send us proof, and we're going to add you up to the TDA Plus group. For those of us who are students, we're going to continue our FS Bootcamp class by 10 a.m. We're going to start our FS Bootcamp class by 10 a.m. We already resumed yesterday, and we're going to continue today. So endeavor to be around. For those of you who are not our students and are interested in enrolling for our training, send us a DM on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is also in the chat box. Just send a DM and you'll be responded to and helped to make a decision on which course we believe is going to best fit your preference and your trading style slash your personality. All right, so that's pretty much it for my session. Shortly, my colleague is going to come on board and analyze some pairs with us. So do stick around. For now, we're going to a short break. Thank you guys for joining. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Good morning, beautiful people. We hope you're having a nice day. Wonderful analysis by Abigail on the commodity currencies. We hope you also taking advantage of all the analysis we're sharing with you guys live here from the value flow trading floor. Right about now, I'm going to be taking a quick analysis on the dollar, and we're going to also be looking at some foreign currencies that relates to the dollar. All right, so stay tight and enjoy the rest of the analysis. Now, for the dollar this morning, we're seeing some moves on the dollar, very interestingly. We already had our bias on the dollar right from the daily time frame at the beginning of the week, where we said we wanted to see the dollar trade a little higher from its current location. Okay, so the week started around here on Monday. Quite disappointing for us, where we saw the dollar do the opposite of our original analysis. But then just bear in mind that the swing low that you're making reference to is right here, and then the swing high is on the opposite direction right here. So we've still seen the dollar index trading lower, but then it has not traded below our swing low. So we're still seeing the dollar index as a range in between this swing. Okay, we would want to see it trade higher, of course. We want to see it trade higher so that it aligns well with our analysis. But then we will trade what we're seeing in the market, not what we want to see. We only analyze what we want to see, and then we trade what we're seeing. Currently, looking at what the dollar index is doing, if it breaks this low, then I'll change my bias fully to a bearish dollar for the remaining part of this month. But if it doesn't break this low, then I'll be expecting some bullish momentum to resume on the dollar. As at Tuesday to Wednesday, we also saw that bullish momentum coming up. Right now, I would want to see it resume in full force, and I'll be checking the 4-hour time frame to see what we have there. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we saw a mini break of structure. Okay, there was a break of microstructure on the 4-hour time frame right here. But then I would want to see it break higher. I want to see the dollar index break even higher and trade all the way to take out these highs that it has created on its way downwards. Okay, so for today, my bias on the dollar index is to see it trade higher. I want to buy the dollar because I'm bullish on the dollar index today. I want to see it buy and break higher, take out these highs. Okay, so this is my bias on the dollar index. Now let's look at foreign currency, starting off with Euro USD. We already know the overall bias, the weekly and the monthly bias of Euro US is very bearish. However, the daily and the 4-hour time frame has been bullish in recent times now. So we're looking forward to seeing the break of structure. We got the first break of structure somewhere around towards the ending of May, where price broke this lows and then traded to the downside. But then we are expecting that we'll see, so we're expecting that we're going to see the dollar, the euro, USD still trade a little lower. We had some points of interest that we wanted to see the euro USD take out, and quite interestingly, it has taken them out. And currently, we're expecting a drop off of the euro USD. We're expecting it to fall fast and rapidly to the downside. We have a lot of liquidities, especially diagonal liquidities, residing on the downside. So I would want to see the euro USD sell all the way down there. We're seeing that momentum is resuming on the dollar, and we're expecting the non-farm payroll tomorrow. So you already know how our markets react to those kind of news before they even come out. During this period, we may be seeing some manipulations on Euro USD, but then one of the things that is interestingly going to happen on Euro USD is that we're going to start seeing hint as to what the non-farm payroll is going to do on the dollar. So you can start observing the dollar index going forward, seeing that it has traded lower, it has given a discount in the price. We are suspecting that investors will become interested in the dollar index once again because it's at a discounted price. And as you all know, we buy at discount to sell at premium. So seeing that the dollar index is at discount, we will be looking to buy it together with the investors, bigger banks. But then we will not be the first ones who put all our foot we'll put both foot in the waters. We'll allow them to test the waters first, and then we'll join them. So what I'm saying in regards is that dollar index is in a good place to buy, and Euro US is in a good place to sell. I believe GBP US is also in a good place to sell. But then I'll be waiting to see those who are going to draw first blood before I join them to sell the Euro USD and GBP USD. So for Euro USD, I've seen it take out all these highs that it has created right here, traded into this left shoulder, and then we're suspecting that this could be the origin for the Euro USD sell-off. We're seeing another block on the 4-hour time frame, which is one of the things that price has been drawn to. It has tested it over and over again, and then this time around we're looking to see if this other block is really going to send Euro USD to the downside. If it's going to send it to the downside, I personally would want to join that, and before we do so, we want to see a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame, starting off from here. Okay, so I want to see this 4-hour time frame broken, but then I'm very bearish on Euro USD, so I'll be looking out for sales on Euro USD going into today. All right, so that is it on Euro USD. I'm looking out for sales. Let's check the 1-hour time frame if we're going to see any entry signature. Okay, so on the 1-hour time frame, price traded into this IOFUD, fair value gap to the left, fair value gap to the right, and since then it started rejecting to the downside. We can also see that price hasn't quite traded above the high of Asia. So one thing that I'm suspecting may happen today is that the high of Asia will be respected as the London session unfolds. So we may be seeing further sales on Euro USD to the downside. I myself am bearish. I'm going to be looking forward to places where I would prefer to enter this market. Okay. So looking at what price has done, this would have been the most ideal entry if we had started earlier. But of course, we know we have a stipulated time for our market color. But this would have been an ideal entry where price violated this high and then violated this low, creating a breaker block. If you check maybe on the 5 minutes time frame, you would possibly see a breaker block around there. That price. Okay, so this is it. This is the breaker. Price has traded into this breaker and then is trading off it currently. So this would have been the most ideal of entries for a Euro USD sell when price traded back into this breaker and started selling. So if you missed out on this sell, you can still hold on and wait to see what the London session is going to do, and possibly during the New York session we may see an entry to the sell side. But another thing I suspect that is going to happen on the New York session is that they may reverse the whole move of the London session. Seeing that NFP is coming out tomorrow, nobody will want to give out a hint on what they are doing. I'm talking about the big banks, not retail traders. So for Euro USD, I'm looking to sell further. If I see good entries, another good entry apart from this first one, I'll be willing to sell the Euro USD continuously to the downside. Now, looking at where we're targeting for the Euro USD, knowing that there's going to be a news release, we may not be targeting so much on trades like this because a lot of things would potentially happen. So for Euro USD, one of the places that I want to see it trade into is to take out this low right here. This is about 50 pip trade. Okay, you should take out this low. This is one of the targets that I'm having for Euro USD. Of course, for those of us who are very familiar, when I say those of us, I'm speaking for the majority of us because this is one thing we've always mentioned. Those who are familiar with the box pattern, you can see one pattern right here. Okay, so we may see price trade into this level and give a quick reaction. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why I would maybe be taking off some positions off this sell when price gets here. You can see that there is a liquidity point right here. There's an old shoulder here. There was a break of structure. All right, so there's left shoulder sweep, break of structure. We may see a return here and the reaction back to the upside. So be careful when price trades into this level. If you're looking to buy Euro USD, you can take a quick scalp from this level. The price point is 1.08600 levels. So you can take a quick scalp of Euro USD from this region when price trades here. But if you're in this sell already, good luck to you, and take note of this region right here. Let's take a look at GBP USD before we round off today's analysis. You're looking at GBP USD. So for GBP USD, it has done one of the things that I've been anticipating in previous weeks now. If you guys remember, I highlighted this box pattern right here on the daily time frame, and I've been expecting that GBP USD is going to come and take out this high. Okay, if you remember, I was saying that GBP is going to take out this high and trade into this left shoulder right here. You've seen how that has played out. That is how powerful the box pattern can be. So GBP USD haven't traded into this place. We saw the first reaction. We're able to take advantage of that sell-off. I'm expecting further reactions of GBP USD, where I would want to see it trade into the following places. One is here, because we have an unmitigated zone right there. So I'll be waiting to see GBP USD trade into this level. Okay, so right there is my very first point of interest for GBP USD. While I join this sell, I'll be looking to take it off from here. Okay, and then the second place I'll be looking to see GBP USD sell to is this level right here, because on the 4-hour time frame there's a clear box pattern showing up right there. So the box pattern could signify some retracement that will happen on the overall long-term sell of GBP USD. Okay, so on this left shoulder, there is a fair value gap to the left, fair value gap to the right, then there's a left shoulder. So all these places are telling me that GBP USD will be drawn to this price point. And of course, there are liquidities residing right here. Okay, there are double bottoms residing right there. So there is a lot of reason for GBP USD to trade to the downside. So this is what I'm looking out for. A retest, possibly to somewhere around here, and then continue selling. Okay, so this is my daily analysis of GBP USD. So let's go into the 4-hour time frame so that we'll get clearer bias. So you can see how that is showing up on the daily, on the 4-hour time frame. You can see the liquidity points, and you can also see the left shoulder, the fair value gap also on the 4-hour time frame. Then for today, seeing that GBP USD has traded into this place here, I'll be looking out for a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame right here. Although I'll be scalping this sell, but then if and when price breaks this low right here, then I'll be fully ready to take a longer sell of GBP USD. Okay, so I'll be expecting it to break this low, then I'll continue selling heavily to the downside. But until then, I'll just be taking quick scalp of the sell in and out until price trades into this place. For today, let's look at the 1-hour time frame and see what we have there. On the 1-hour time frame, we're already seeing what looks like a break of structure that may unfold anytime soon. And when that happens, when price breaks this low, we could be seeing GBP USD short continuing to the downside. Okay, so I'm bearish on GBP USD. Some entries have showed up. I missed this entry when price retraced into the range of Asia. It would have been a very good place to take myself from, but then I missed out on this trade. So if you're not in the trade, you can take your time and watch for price to close below here and then retrace back into possibly this fair value gap. You can mark it out. There's another block here. And then there's a fair value gap right below it. So you can wait for GBP USD to take out this low, close below it, and then retrace back into these levels. Then we'll be looking for our sell on GBP USD. So this is going to be a good place to sell GBP USD from. And while we're selling all the way to the downside to take out all these liquidity points and possibly trade into this low and take it out. All right, so 30 pips, 50 pips is enough because we're expecting a high impact news, so the market may start reacting to the news even before it comes up. Okay, so all right, so this will be all for today's analysis on the market color for today, the 6th of June 2024. We're going to reconvene at 3 p.m. New York session. That is Nigerian time, 3 p.m. Nigerian time for the New York session of the market color. So stay tight and enjoy. We wish you good luck and good trading. While trading all the analysis that we've made, please make sure that you apply proper risk management so that you're not caught off guard and you don't end up losing the money you're supposed to have made or saved for a better purpose. Okay, so thank you very much. Box pattern on 15 minutes GBP USD. Okay, so this is 15 minutes, this is GBP USD. I want to guess if you're saying box pattern to the left, sorry, box pattern to the buy or to the sell side. I'm not really sure of the part you are saying. Okay, to the sell side. To the sell side. Okay, so I'm trying to look for where the left shoulder is. Okay, I think I'm not getting you clearly. Box pattern to the left side. Okay, the one you're seeing, the weekly one, we've already highlighted it. We've already highlighted the weekly box pattern on GBP USD to the sell side, and also it's also reflected on the daily time frame. Okay, and then so you said box pattern for GBP USD to the sell side. I think I'm not getting it clearly. I wish there was a way I would have allowed you to. Okay, so I don't think it's very clear. So most times when I don't see clarity in the market like this, then I'll usually just stay out. If I don't see clarity in the market, I'll usually stay out of those kind of trades. So I would want to take trades where clarity is showing up, very obvious, and then be able to take advantage of it. Okay, so from 6 p.m. yesterday. Okay, let me see. Okay, maybe you're talking about this left shoulder right here. I think this is the one you're talking about. This left shoulder right here. Well, price has not given us a clear sweep. This is the sweep. We have not seen break of structure yet. When break of structure finally happens, we'll be expecting a return to this left shoulder. So I think I get what you're saying now. Okay, so price has not given this is the sweep. We've seen the sweep. Next thing we're supposed to see is the break of structure. After the break of structure, we're supposed to now see a return back to the left shoulder and then continuous sells to the downside. Okay, so thank you very much for helping us spot that. We'll be on the lookout for that pattern to form completely. Yeah. All right, thank you very much everyone for joining today's market color. Until we meet again in the New York session, we wish you good luck and good trading. Cheers and God bless, guys.